Greetings, people of the internet. This is Cardiacs, and today I'm tired. I had meant to do this earlier, but I had some last minute things to do, so I wanted to try and get out of the house in a timely manner, but spoiler alert, I did not do that. I wanted to sleep, of course, but I was just so cold, so very cold. And I can't sleep very well when I am that cold. So, despite all the blankets I had and the cats laying on me, etc., still took me many, many hours to fall asleep. And when I did, I merely had probably 2 hours left to get any sleep. In any case, I hope to fix that tonight, kind of relax and hopefully go to bed at a more decent hour. As I'm saying this, it's only 10 at night. So hopefully I'll have this up quickly. There's also a cat. Anyway, I managed to wake up quickly, but I was pretty sluggish because of my exhaustion, so I showered and got myself ready, and then I lost the little boy kitty, which if you're new, I have 4 cats now. I used to have 3. All 3 of them were girls, and then suddenly my brother decided that we should get another one, which is pretty uncharacteristic for him because he's always telling me that I have way too many animals. In any case, so it was his idea because of the situation, which was that the possible sibling of this cat was run over. My brother was scared that the kitty that we took in would get run over as well. Anyway, so we took him to the vet and found out that he is a boy. We were hoping he was a girl, but he's not. He is pretty young though, so I'm hoping that he'll adjust. Like he himself has already adjusted to living here, I think, but the girls are still learning to accept him regardless. Point is, I lost him. I couldn't find him anywhere, and I was starting to get really, really, really worried because of the fact that the girls hadn't gotten used to him yet. So I looked everywhere in my bedroom. All my animals are only allowed in my bedroom, really. So he'd either escaped into the rest of the house or he'd gotten underneath the bed. And when my brother brought him over, my brother set it up so that the cats supposedly wouldn't be able to get up underneath the bed. But I pulled out one of the boxes that he'd used to block the underside of the bed, and out came the little white thing. I was so relieved, but a little bit annoyed, wondering as well if he had been stuck underneath the bed. Like, the point of blocking off that part of the room would be to hopefully keep him from getting up under there and going to the bathroom on the carpet instead of the litter box. Because the carpet itself is pretty bad to go on for an animal, but even worse if it's in a very hard to reach spot, so I can clean it up. In any case, I don't think he made a mess. I am hoping not, at least. I just got walked by a cat. By a cat butt, no less. This is Summer, by the way. This is Summer who's headbutting me because she always does this when I am doing voiceover for videos. Always. Just always. Anyway, I what? I found him and I was very relieved, and Cat keeps headbutting me. and then I left so I could get stuff done. The list of things I had to do actually got shortened though, so that's good because I was pretty much just hoping that I would get out the door, do the things, and get home quickly. But I knew that my mom wanted me to go to this little country store that's going out of business, and the owner wasn't going to be there today, so that was taken off the list of things to do. I was glad for that because of the aforementioned simply wanting to relax and get stuff done without overworking myself because I just wasn't feeling any energy, especially with not sleeping very much or very well. I need to look into getting an electric blanket because my mom is afraid that if I got one, it wouldn't be machine washable, and I don't know how else to wash an electric blanket. I don't know how to wash one, period, because I've never really used one before. But it would definitely come in handy because, oh my goodness, my body is just so sensitive to temperature. When I am too hot, I just start feeling sick, like sick to my stomach, like I am going to vomit on everything, kind of sick. Sorry for any triggers that may have caused. But when I'm cold as well, just my whole body wants to shut down, just wants to stop working. So I'm just very sensitive to the cold as well. Like hibernation trying to kick in when I'm that cold. Poppy is flopping in the background, if you can hear that. Anyway, so I was not appreciating how cold it was, and I had been laying down for hours and hours and hours, but still took until 9 a.m. for my body to be warm enough to actually fall asleep. Yep, so hopefully that'll not happen again, because my eyes so desperately want to shut and stay shut right now. Anyway, I could be wrong, but I feel like this is my first video since the new year. I am likely wrong. I wouldn't be surprised if I were, but I feel like it is the first since my New Year's video. Hoping everybody is having a good one as well. I know that my life hasn't really changed much, and honestly, I did not expect anything different. Life does not change simply because the calendar shifts. I've just kind of been in my head a lot lately, I think. So I find it a little harder to sleep because of my brain not wanting to shut down. There's that in combination with the coldness. And also the cats kept getting into things while I was trying to sleep, and that's not fun either. I do so desperately hope that this year is a bit better than 2017. Aside from all the stuff that happened in the media, especially with Trump and everything, 2017 wasn't the greatest year, but personally, my life wasn't that bad. I met some really nice people, some really awesome people that I really care about. I also discovered a lot of things about myself that perhaps I will discuss in a future video, but for now, I will leave it vague. I also I also got a lot of work done in terms of commissions. Like last year, I started doing commissions. Started offering them an actual. Well, I've been offering them for quite some time, but it's been only since only the past few months really have been anything progressive in terms of actually being paid for what I do. And mostly just because my beautiful, wonderful, amazing friend Ginger decided to put some faith in me, and I do so extremely appreciate that. I appreciate her faith in me and her belief that I can do pretty much whatever I want and that I deserve doing this, and that I deserve being paid for it, because she was the first person to, well, she's pretty much my first return client, because for a while, that pretty much hasn't stopped either. All my artwork has been simply based on her book. The majority of my illustrations lately are simply hers. They are what she wanted, and I've got very few personal things sprinkled here and there, which I just kind of needed to break. Do something to get my own head out of somebody else's and figure out some things on my own. Kind of take a break from trying to figure out what a client wanted instead of what I wanted. Ginger says I'm pretty good at figuring out what she wants. I hope that's true. I try pretty hard. I know that, at least. Beyond the commissions, I also launched my Patreon page and Redbubble, and what else did I do? I certainly learned a lot, I know that much. I learned a lot about color and shading, and I learned about how to conduct business, I suppose. I learned that Summer is a brat because she, for some reason, really, 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 really likes pulling my books off my bookshelf. I don't know why. I think she just wants to get up on the top shelf, but it's not really that possible for her because the bookshelves are now covered in books and other things on top. But she still tries, I think. That's the only reason I can really think of, is that she wants to be up there, other than she's doing it simply to annoy me. And the reason why I'm leaning more toward her simply wanting to annoy me is she will start pawing at the books and then she'll meow. She'll meow really loudly and she'll be looking at me when I look over my shoulder to see what she's doing. So it seems very much like she's trying to get my attention so that I know she's trying to get up there. So it feels like she wants to get under my skin, and I do not know why, but it drives me absolutely insane. And I so much wish that she would stop. She did stop for a while, but it took a vet appointment, which doesn't happen too often, to tire her out so that she did not do that. Sadly. I would much rather be able to tire her out so that she would stop, but I have tried to get toys to help run out her energy, and yet they seem to have stopped working. Like, she'll still chase after them, but I can be doing it for like over an hour and she'll still have energy to burn. I do not know what to do. So any suggestions would be marvelous. Beyond that, what are you guys doing this year? Has anything changed? Has anything gotten better? Do you have high expectations for this year, or do you have low ones? I think my expectations are pretty... I want my expectations to be high because I want to believe that things will get better. But I also just feel like things will pretty much just stay the same. I would like for my career, so to speak, to take off a bit. Doesn't have to be like launching from the ground to 3 miles high in the air or anything. I'd like something. I'd like to get off the ground, essentially. I don't have to be higher than a few feet. I feel very stuck right now. And I do so much appreciate everybody who's watching this right now and listening to me ramble. Like, don't get me wrong. I love doing this and I love knowing that people out there care about what I do. I feel like because my audience is so small right now, I feel like it's not going to get any bigger. But the point is to keep trying, and it does take a while. I'm always that one person who's always worrying about something. Something's always in my head, even if I don't know it. Still, I would like to take this year and realize that sometimes the grass doesn't have to be greener on the other side. Sometimes it can be just as vibrant, sometimes it can be a bit duller. I just have to realize that and understand that if I'm meant to be on the other side, then I'll get there. I just have to keep trying. Keep working, keep swimming, just keep swimming. Is that copyrighted? I hope not. I really hope that's not copyrighted. Anyway, probably talk about the illustration a little bit. So Ginger just kind of had the idea that she wanted her character, Becca, to be licking Theron on the cheek, I guess. And the fun of that is that since Theron is a wolf, it should be her to be licking Becca, but Ginger and I both believe it's absolutely adorable that Becca is the one claiming Theron as her own. And that's kind of the whole title of this illustration is I licked it so it's mine. It's adorable. When Ginger first suggested this idea, I was so excited about it. I was like, this is going to be adorable. It's going to be so fun. And it was pretty fun. I mean, I frustrated with the trees. The trees aggravated me a bit, especially the leaves, but the grass was pretty fun. And I was a little curious about how to do the lighting, and I felt like doing the texture was a bit strange, but I wasn't entirely sure how else to indicate that there were branches full of leaves casting shade upon the two characters. Ginger also wanted a chipmunk, a cardinal, and a honeybee. So I added those in per her request, plus a small collection of flowers for the honeybee to be investigating. Also adds a bit of extra color so it's not just browns and greens. Another thing I should probably study this year is composition. Like, I feel like I know a bit about composition, I'm not entirely sure how to lead one's eye around the page, and something like that I think would would get a lot more attention for myself. I do not know. Anyway, I'm thinking that is it. So thank you very much, so very, very much for watching. And if you like this, I have plenty more where this came from. If you didn't, then I'm sorry. Thank you so much for people who watch, and for those who don't, then bye.